Everyone, first let me introduce myself. I am Ako Ritardo, the group leader. So let's proceed to UNWTO. Is a United Nations agency responsible for the promotion of responsible and sustainable, universally accessible tourism. So the summary of this topic here. So based on my intellectual development in our previous topic last sem, di ba discuss man ni Sir Batshapod kining about tourism. So it was very fruitful kay na-apply na ko diri karon. It was extremely beneficial sa tourism kuno kay grabe kini sila maka-benefit sa panginabuhi sa tao ngano kay ang tourism can increase revenue, creates thousands of jobs, improves a country's infrastructure, and fosters a sense cultural exchange between locals and foreigners. Tourism generates a significant numbers of jobs in a variety of industries. So, balik ta diri sa UNWTO or the World Tourism Organization. Like I said, ang UNWTO is mag-aim sila to inspire the development sa global code of ethics sa atong turismo. In order to increase tourism socio-economic contribution while reducing sa posibleng mahitabo ng mga bati na impact na ini, so aim gyud na ma-achieve ang sustainable development goals which maka-benefit sa atoa or sa mga locals ug mga ka-reduce pagyud og kapobrehon kay ngano tungod atong ilang mga jobs ngano mga mahatag. So ingon pa ni Zora Pulalikashvili, the UNWTO Secretary General, to ensure that tourism has lasting positive effects, we need to build a more sustainable sector among all actors. So the companies that commit to the UNWTO Global Code of Ethics for Tourism are leading by example in promoting ethical, responsible, and sustainable development. So kani sa mga sumusunod kaning Article 1 to 5, ako na siyang i-summary kung unsa gyud unod or pasabot ani nila tanan. So more on sustainable development gihapon sa tourism has demonstrated its capacity to support job creation, promote social integration, mo protect pod sa atong natural and cultural heritage. So kaning Article 1 to 5 diri sa Global Code of Ethics for Tourism kay dako kaayo ni nga example sa pagbuild og maayo nga pagsabot sa mga tawo to understand peaceful relations, promoting the cultural and mutual respect and peace. So mana siya guys, thank you.
Good morning everyone, I am Catherine Kate M. Tinate. Article 5. Tourism, a beneficial activity for host countries and communities. This article believes that the local population should be involved in tourism activities, which implies that tourism activities are also useful to our economy, including the social and cultural aspect, and as a result, there are numerous chances or jobs available to everyone. It is suggested that tourist legislation should be expanded to include those that help increase a community standard of living and suit its demand. Additionally, attention should be devoted to the challenges in mountainous and coastal regions, where tourism frequently provides an incredible chance for economic growth. When we refer to tourism, we include not only local communities of the government, but also the private sector. So when there is a business, there is also a tourist who can boost our business. So you should be aware of the goal of your business, such as if it's benefit the environment, the planet, or tourism. For example, there is one company or business prohibited to use plastics. They prohibit people or the local community or guests to use plastic, but it is not directly tourism in a way. As we all know, shopping is one of the #1 activity in tourism, and it causes a lot of plastic bags, but it definitely affects tourism in such a way like the environment. And now, companies are using paper bags or recycled bags to help our environment clean and safe. Article 6. Obligation of stakeholders in tourism development. Article 6. Obligation of stakeholders in tourism development of the Global Code of Ethics for Tourism is about responsibilities of stakeholders that should perform for the growth of tourism. The safety and satisfaction of tourism are included in the article, wherein these are granted by the power of cooperation together with our tourism professionals, governments, and public authorities, as well as providing honest and balanced information with accuracy and reliability of sources by the press in terms of conditions and events that may have an impact on tourism. We must be guided also that the Global Code of Ethics for Tourism is significant to know and following, or you have to be responsible tourism and a unity we need in the industry. For example, when there is a contract, there should be an obligation. It is our obligation as tourism advocates to inform our guests the do's and the don'ts during the tour, or it is more of meeting with the clients. We are doing some client briefing about a particular destination, and then the contracts that we have with them, well, the do's and the don'ts with the place or the hotel, and then the contracts that we have with the supplier, what has been paid or what else should be paid if ever that we are there for our tourists. The boiling point of this article is all about transparency. So, Article 7, Right to Tourism. This article talks about the prospect of personal access. Means we have direct access to a destination, and our obligation is to sustain it and keep it responsible for its use. Take the calls, kill nothing but time, or take pictures only, leave only footprints, or don't throw away garbage anywhere and our tourist destination. And at the same time, the authority should also facilitate the ordinances regarding the protection and conservation of our natural resources. For example, as visitor to a place, we have direct access to the natural resources of the planet. This is our right as tourists, but this kind of right also comes with a kind of responsibility. Our responsibility is to make sure that these resources continue to grow or be used. We can just use what's around us to get where we're going and then leave it behind. As what I have mentioned, we can do things like take only pictures. Always remember that we are just there to visit and not to destroy everything that place has to offer. So, Article 8, Liberty of Tourist Movements. Liberty is subject for regulation when it is health-related issue, like the pandemic. It is also said in this article that the movement of a person from one place to another, or the tourists or visitors, like if you are going to another country, no matter what is your gender, what is your nationality, what is your language, there should be no form of discrimination. Article 8 also states the confidentiality of the data, or the Data Privacy Act of tourists. We should know how to protect it, and we should not spread it or expose it to anyone. We should know how to value and respect each other's information. For example, we have so-called liberty or rights for movement in our laws, but this can be limited if there is a health issue or if it's put the public at risk. As we can see during the pandemic, there were some places that had to close temporarily and not accepting any tourists. Well, because they are just keeping themselves safe. We should not support tourism, but not during health crisis. But right now, as we can see, many businesses are open, or Article 9 Rights of the Workers and Entrepreneurs in the Tourism Industry. It is about the rights of the workers and entrepreneurship in the tourism industry. It states here the rights of employees in terms of their salary that must be guaranteed and correct. The continuous training of employees must also be maintained, as well as to enough social protection. It's more of local workers, so we are trying to focus more on the local community, while tourism creates job, right? For example, as a tourism worker, of course, you should look for a job with a high salary. Higher paid workers are happier than those who are paid less, because the services we provide are the same. Why are we paying less for this particular place or people? So that's all about my report, and the next reporter is Mr. Prihan.
So Article 10, implementation of the principles of the global ethics for tourism. So the first is the public and the private stakeholders in tourism development should cooperate in the implementation of this principle and monitor their application. So what are the code of ethics? So the code of ethics, it helps to guide the stakeholders in tourism development. It provides a framework and a standard for ethical decision making within the organization. So the stakeholders in the tourism development should recognize the role of the international institution, among which the World Tourism Organization rank first, and non-governmental organization with competence in the field of tourism promotion and development, the protection of human rights, the environment or health, with due respect for the general principles of international law. The same stakeholders should demonstrate their intention to repair any disputes concerning the application of interpretation of the Global Code for Tourism for conciliation to an impartial third body known as the World Committee in Tourism. So the stakeholders must kanang ilang i-express kung unsa ilang wala na sabtan or unsa ilang adaptation nga or concern sa Global Code of Ethics, para sad makasynchronize sila or maka-adapt sila tarong sa Global Code of Ethics, ang mga stakeholders, because kato lagi ang Global Code of Ethics kay mauna siya may nag-guide sa mga stakeholders in tourism development. It boosts economic prosperity and provide economic stability. So I think that's the last article, and we will proceed to the ethics of the ethics in the hospitality. So the ethics in the hospitality. Ethics are especially important in the hospitality industry because workers are faced with a broad range of ethical dilemmas. Hospitality workers and professionals often have the opportunity to do something against an ethical value, such as taking food because it's no big deal. In an ethical dilemma, a person chooses between doing what is wrong or doing what is ethical because it is the right thing to do. The first ethics in the hospitality is the respect. Respect for your craft is critical. Building relationship within your team and with your guests. Appreciate the needs and basic expectation of your guests to ensure satisfaction. When dealing with your team, always work together to ease your burden of your collective workload. So self-respect, the best attitude that you must have as a person. So in the ethics in hospitality, respect has a three-prong. The first is the craft. You have to respect on your own craft, like as a bartender, kay naman kay respect sa imong responsibility as bartender, dili nimo isagol ang mga nadunot or na daot na nga pruta sa through garnish, or as a chef imong baidon daan imong knife, no, because you have a responsible or you have a respect in your craft, no. So the second is the prong of the respect. The second is the guest, no. So if you have respect, no, kung wala magali kay respect, unsaon man nimo i-satisfy sa guest, di ba? The guest satisfaction is very important, labi na kung true service, no. Kung wala kay respeto, so how would you come up to satisfy the guest if you don't have those attitude? And the third one is the self, no, self respect. Mo galitong gingon. So the respect is the most needed in your attitude, no, as a person. Kay kung wala kay respect, di ba, di man puga respeto, di man siga respetohon sa uban. So that's it, no. Maka as a co-employee, di ba, unsa ang kag-respect sa imong co-employees kung wala po kay respeto para nila. So that's it, no. So that the second ethics of hospitality is the effective communication and honesty. The answers you give and promises you make to guests and teammates must be accurate and true, no? Always follow through on the promises you make, no? Effective communication, no? Mao ni pinaka need sa as a in a working organization, no, workflow. Kaya unsa man ninyo i-work as a team kung wala mo effective communication sa usang usa, no, and honesty, no, like sa imo palang pag work sa inyong organization, like magpamaymay ka, umingon ka, kaya nimo ng butanga, no? You can't work together kay kanang dili ka honest lagi nga may magpamaymay ka bisan dili nimo kaya. So magubay ang flow sa inyong kuan, kay napay mga incidents nga mahitabo tungod sa imong unhonesty nga kintahay kaya nimo, no? The third ethics of hospitality is the kindness, no? Every day makes someone else feel special. This is one of the simplest ideas in theory, but surely the hardest to practice on a daily basis, no. So kindness, no, as they say, no, an act of kindness makes the world better place or happier place, no. Tinuod yun na. So but it is really hard to apply kindness samot na kung naa ka sa namang mga obstacles nimo as a person, no, kanang wala ka sa mood, lisod kayo magbinutan, wala ka sa mood, or naa ka sa kanang kasuko, or dili lang yun nimo feel nga amot kanang naa ka sa mood nga magbinutan, no. So but it is really important, no, as a under the hospitality industry, no, you must have this attitude to able to kanang to socialize, no, not just in your co-employees but every people that you're meeting. So I think that is all my report, and the next reporter will be Frank Brigante.
Guys, my name is Frank Antonio Brigante. I will continue the report of Bliss Prihan. Number 4, integrity. We all know the integrity is always be honest with our guests and with our teammates. For example, the readiness of an employee to break the law or lie indicates of a lack of integrity, making it the most crucial ethical standard. Clients cannot have faith that a hospitality company would act in their best interest if such company lacks integrity. Considering adding charges to guest bills without their knowledge is improper or unjustifiable. it does not reflect well on the competent and committed service you wish to provide to them. And for the reason, honesty is one of the most crucial factors we must take into account in the hospitality sector. And then number five is the sincerity. Sincerity is stay true to our words. Be willing to admit you don't know everything. Always seek to find the right answer or the way. Yung pangitaan ng pamaagi. And then, for example, genuine hospitality is the delivering of an emotional product. It entails going above and beyond the call of duty, engage your visitors personally or emotionally. Every day, the Angel Pizza workforce approaches their work with sincerity. The manager of their industries encourage, respect, and helps employees navigate through their weaknesses. By providing real customer service, they develop a team that shares the belief and uphold their moral standards. And then the next is the generosity. We all know generosity means always offer the extras, like providing upgrade whenever possible. Generosity does not mean you have gave away the house. It means to be conscious of how we make decisions in our business that affect the people we serve. For example, if you have a guest who asks for another juice, even if just one round, and then you should offer to give them another drink like Coke or Royal so that your guest will not be offended. Dapat sa pangitang paagi nga nakimhatag niya kay lain na kay nga wakay ka-offer niya lain nga drinks, dapat na kay kahatag niya imo pangitag paagi para ang standard sa yung hotel mas manindot pagid or sa restaurant ninyo mas daghan na noon nga mo compliment nga daghan guest na mo duol sa yung restaurant or hotel. And then the next is the trustworthiness. Trustworthiness is finish the tasks that have been assigned to you, follow up the recipients to ensure satisfaction. In the hospitality industry, trust translate to the success competition of assignment and the work of holding oneself accountable for the completion of those assignments. Beyond applying the literal definition of trust as an ethics of hospitality, trust as an ethic should also mean completing one work as a way of supporting your larger team. And for example of that is within the establishment, a network of trust has been built by the Lemon and Co team nimo. Then the staff members appreciate the procedure and process for their perplexing outcome since they know they can trust on one another when making judgment. And I think that's all my report, and the next reporter is Killard Bragat, and thank you.
Good morning, sir. The next is loyalty. Whether dealing with regular or staff, always be true to yourself and to the business by providing the expected level of services. So, continually attend to exceed all expectation. So, loyalty is allegiance, means faithfulness owned by duty or by a pledge or promises. And guest loyalty can only be achieved through customer satisfaction. How do you achieve customer satisfaction? By concentrating on the following areas. First is quality. In order to be of quality, you need to focus on the preparation work. So, in order to be of quality, you need to focus on the preparation work. Behavioral examples of focus on quality: process improvements, delivers high quality works. So next is consistency at all steps of service in your side works, through communication and in training. So at all steps of service in your side works, through communication and in trainings. Consistency in communications usually means two things: repetitions of and frequency. So next is product knowledge. Be an expert on the ingredients, the preparations, and the products. And understanding your products features allows you to present their benefits accurately and persuasively. So next is urgency. Anticipate guests needs before they do. So being proactive with customer services. So the next, ask yourself, what more can I do today to exceed the expectation of my co-workers and guests? So next. So number 9, enthusiasm. Positive energy attracts positive energy. Aim to complete all tasks without complaints. Be eager to please your guests and team members. The energy you put into your work will guide your career. Being enthusiastic about your work and focusing on positive resolutions creates an environment that everyone wants to be a part of. Next is enthusiasm can look like completing tasks without complaint. When your task list seems daunting, recognize that moving down the list without complaints and accomplishing your goals might just give your energy. Enthusiasm is very contagious and can be a very powerful tool for creating not just a fun environment but a dynamic and accomplished team. So by the enthusiasm, strong excitement of feelings, show gratitude, seeing the positive qualities in other helps bring out the positive qualities in yourself. Use positive messaging, and also people who love what they do seems to have charisma or enthusiasm about them. Fairness. So fairness, very this is very important when trying to resolve conflicts with guests. Staff or vendors use the lens of realistic optimism to understand all sides to the story before passing judgment. In the hospitality business, the staff and guests may at all times feel that they are being treated badly or unfairly. To get the full pictures, first ask yourself two simple questions. So first is, what are the facts of the situations? Second is what is the story I am telling myself about these facts. Next is, once you found clarity, it will be easier to understand the necessary actions to take so that the parties involved will feel their concern have been heard. In order to get to this place, you must have the ability to stand outside of the experience and remove all emotional attachment to avoid reacting rashly. So that the fairness, the quality of treating people equally or in a way that is right or reasonable. First is equity, is fairness in every situation. Second is fairness is when everyone is treated equally and no one is left out. So In addition, examining a situation through these three lenses may be of help. Realistic optimism lens. How would I act here at my best? So, first is plan carefully. Second is have a persistence through challenges. The third is choose the right strategies. And the fourth is put in an effort toward goals. 5. Be prepared.
So the next one will be endurance. First of all, what is endurance? Endurance is the ability to withstand hardship or adversity, especially the ability to sustain a prolonged stressful effort or activity. Remember to breathe. Try beginning your day with a workout or meditation. Above all, find way to enjoy each day. So if nakatrabaho na mo og hotel or makabantay mo, some hotels provides a employees gym. Ilan ang gituyo para ang ila employee kay ma-physically fit, and when an employee is physically fit, it also helps to endure stressful works like something alsa-alsa or kanang mga hakot-hakot. So, this ethics focuses on the self. In order to serve others, you must first feel good about yourself and the life you lead. The ethic reminds us to take care of ourselves because to provide happiness to others starts with ensuring that you yourself is happy. Working in the hospitality industry means you work long hours and often long weeks to endure the most, take care of your body and mind to build strength physically and mentally. The next one will be tenacity. So, what is tenacity? Tenacity is the ability to never give up and never stop trying. Someone who does whatever it takes to accomplish goals. However, it's not just being persistent, it's also about keeping forward momentum going with a game plan. Be prepared to work through stressful situations. Use proper time management to help guide to your success. So, when you're working in a hospitality management or in a hotel, especially kanang mo storya ka o guest or mo entertain ka guest, if ever manggali ikaw kay soft-hearted ka like makasab-an lang ka or mayayawan lang ka gamay nya mohilak din ka, luoy jud ka na sa hospitality management. So when you work in hospitality management, dapat prepared jud ka nga maaway, mabalikas or something may nana sa guest and also sa imong mga coworkers. So get a jump start on your day by planning it out before it starts. Know that what you need accomplish and see that you get it done. Working in hospitality will undoubtedly present stressful situations as we are in the business of making people happy. You have to be prepared to work through and resolve any situations, otherwise you might get stuck, which in turn will slow your growth. When you focus on the guest experience first, you'll be better prepared to prioritize when stress presents itself. Have perseverance. The difference between an successful and a successful person is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather lack of will.